Hello, my coaching clients for Fortify with Lacey. It's Coach Lacey here. If you've stumbled on this video and you're not one of my coaching clients, I want to welcome you and say hello. This is where I give teaching to my clients. And if you want to stick around and listen, you sure can. But today I'm speaking directly to my coaching clients. So ladies, I think maybe you've seen, maybe you haven't, that I did just finally complete and get certified in my menopause coaching certification course. I am so excited about this. I've lost count how many certifications I have. But this one means the most to me because this is something useful to all of you in a big way. Every certification that I get is useful to you guys in one way or another, but this is huge. And everything I learned in this course really helped me personally, which was awesome. But it's going to help each one of you no matter where you are in the journey. I'm thankful to be able to bring this added layer of education. It's going to support everything that we are already doing together. So I'm just bringing it alongside what we're already doing together. Okay. This doesn't change the foundation of what we're doing. We're still going to focus on all the things we've been focusing on. It just gives me better tools to support you through different stages of life as a woman. You don't see that a lot, by the way, around here. So I'm excited about that too. So let's talk about how many of you are in different seasons. Some of you still have regular cycles. That's something we want to track. Even if it's regular, we want to track it. Some of you are noticing changes in your cycle, or you're wondering, is this part of my cycle? You'll notice a change and go, is this part of that? Some of you are in perimenopause and you know that you are. Some of you are postmenopausal and you know that you are. Some of you may not know exactly where you are yet, and that's okay too. This is something I can help you understand. But wherever you are, your body is giving us information. And the goal is not to blame everything on hormones, but it's also using wisdom to not ignore the information your body's giving you. Know how to use the information. Know what information matters. So let's talk about the menstrual cycling years. I guess that's a great place to start. When you still have a regular cycle, your hormones are shifting predictably, right? A lot of you are like, wow, I know when it's coming. I know the symptoms surrounding it. You kind of got a grip on, okay, this is what's happening. Hunger sometimes changes a little bit, cravings, strength, sleep, prioritizing training around the strength ups and downs is really a good strategy. Water retention happens as estrogen shifts, your mood, your energy. A lot of you are really, really sensitive to the mood change, and it's really an indicator to you that, okay, I know where I'm at in my cycle. And it's kind of reassuring too, because you're like, okay, I know what this is, right? Tracking helps us see patterns, though, really good patterns instead of guessing. And that's part of what I do now with the menopause coaching is tracking that data, even for my clients who have a regular menstrual cycle. Let's discuss perimenopause, because I know a lot of you who even do have a natural regular cycle right now, you are thinking about perimenopause, wondering about it. Some of you may be in it now and you're not sure. It can begin years. Now listen, I'm saying years before your period actually stops. Okay, it's not like 1 year or 6 months. I've read cases of 10 years where the symptoms were tracked and leading up to that. This is often when women will start noticing things are just feeling a little different, and they're subtle sometimes. And so you're like, well, is it just because of my lifestyle or this event that happened, or, situational, or is it part of my hormonal changes into perimenopause? Sometimes the cycles get shorter. Sometimes they get longer. Sometimes they get heavier. Sometimes they get lighter, and sometimes they get less predictable, but not always. How confusing, right? That's why we track the data, because we can start watching trending, and every woman is different. Every single woman will handle this differently. Her body will do this differently. But what we can look at is things like the sleep, your mood, recovery, body composition, and your cravings, because they all start to shift as well. And so taking all that data in will help us start to see the pattern cyclically. And we can start to see, okay, things are changing subtly, but they're changing. And that's how we can kind of go, okay, we know what this is. And really, it's not about solving the problem, but it's about saying, okay, we know what this is. And that can give us the confidence to carry on. So let's talk about menopause. A lot of people are confused about what is menopause. Menopause is short. Okay, it really is. Menopause is technically confirmed after 12 months, no period. That 12 months where your period has disappeared and you're like, oh gosh, is this it? That's your menopause. All right, just 12 months. At this point, your estrogen, your progesterone are much lower than they were during cycling years, and blood work can show you that. But blood work doesn't always necessarily say, yes, you are in menopause. It can say, okay, some of these numbers are indicating it's possible, but it doesn't mean that, the blood work cannot really just diagnose it. It does affect, when that starts to happen, it will affect muscle. It will affect your fat distribution, your joints, your sleep, your skin, recovery, and your overall resilience. And that's really hard for a lot of women. And like I said, it's not to solve anything here. It's just to say, this is what's happening. We understand this. How can we support this change? Okay. 12 months of no menstrual cycle would bring on the diagnosis of postmenopausal. And that's when it's just all done. After menopause, a lot of women feel like they're broken maybe, or they're not youthful anymore. A lot of feelings there. But what it really is a new phase of life. And it can be very exciting because the volatility of that perimenopause phase, and that's a great word for it, guys. Perimenopause is volatile because there's so many variables happening as those hormones shift. As your hormones start to change and move you into menopause and perimenopause, it's complete volatility. It's probably the harder part of all of it, of the whole process, because nothing is predictable. We just have to watch patterns at that point. But postmenopausally, you've settled into this new rhythm with your body, and your hormones are no longer volatile. They're low, and they're different, but they're not fluctuating all the time. And you really can find a place of harmony and peace there. And that's whenever you can start being more intentional about how you strength train, your protein intake, what recovery looks like for you at that point. It's a little different. Your steps, being very active, taking steps, stress management's a big one, your sleep, and then the smart nutrition. Those things all matter even more postmenopausally. And those are things we can control. And that's very exciting. It can be a very exciting time. It's not the end of anything. It's the beginning of something new. So there's a few things I guess I want to share about it. And I'm trying to remember. I should have taken notes. Your symptoms. Let's talk about your symptoms. Okay. No matter what stage of that you're in, your symptoms are data. All right. They're not excuses. They're not something to be ashamed of. They just help us understand what your body is communicating. That's all. They help us understand. Second, consistency still matters. Consistency matters the whole journey. Hormonal changes do require some adjustments, but they don't remove the need for solid habits. In fact, solid habits are what make the postmenopausal time even more wonderful. Okay. So building consistency at any stage of the journey is critical. It really is. So third, recovery becomes more important as we age. And I personally have struggled with that because I'm a go, go, go. And I'm learning from my body, and I'm learning from your bodies too. I always tell you guys, I'm a student of you. I'm a student of your body. And I'm learning a lot from your bodies too, because I have a plethora of ages of women that I coach. And I'm learning so much from you guys. The recovery becomes more important as we age. Okay. I want you to keep thinking about that. As you age, recovery becomes more and more important. It starts at a high level of importance, but it gets more and more important. If sleep, stress, digestion, or inflammation are off, your body may not respond the way it used to. And that's when you start to get a little frustrated. It feels hopeless. And we don't have to go down that road because we're starting to understand, okay, if I pay attention to these things, I stay consistent at doing them well, my body's going to serve me well, no matter what stage of the journey you're in, especially postmenopausally. The last thing I really want to cover, I guess there's two more. Strength training. I can't say this enough. And this is why I love working with you guys, is because that's what I'm an expert at, is strength training. Well, I'm in nutrition. Okay. I'm an expert of it all. But yeah, strength training is my jam, right? I'm a bodybuilding coach. That's strength training. And it's one of the best things you can do through every stage of life. Every single stage of life. I promise you that I will be weight training until my arms fall off. I will do it until I can no longer physically do it. And really up until, death, if I'm 110, I should be able to do it. I should be able to do some form of resistance strength training no matter what. And we all should be doing that like regularly. That's the consistency that I'm talking about. Why is that so important? Muscle is protective. Muscle is protective. It supports metabolism, insulin sensitivity, which, by the way, is a huge deal in perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause, okay? Because estrogen shifts and your insulin sensitivity changes. And what happens is that's whenever the women start seeing the bellies that start getting a little bigger in the midsection. That's because of estrogen indirectly causing, the problem with the insulin. I guess I'm trying to keep it simple for you guys. I don't want to like over talk it too much, but when the insulin resistance changes because of estrogen, what can we do about it? Well, we can learn about it and support our bodies in a way that still keeps our insulin sensitivity well. Your bones, it supports your bones whenever you have adequate muscle training. Your confidence, that's a big one too. If you've got a good, strong structure, it doesn't matter how old you are, what phase you're in of your menstrual cycle journey, you're pretty confident, right? And above all else, all of those things, it improves your quality of life. And that's what we want. We don't want to live a long time and not have good quality of life. We want to live a long time and have a great quality of life. Weight training will give you that. Okay, so the fifth thing I guess that I really want to talk about was the tracking sheet. My wonderful husband, who is an expert at creating anything to do with data and spreadsheets, he created for me a customized spreadsheet tracking system, I guess we can say. And it's free for you guys to use. And what it does is it goes alongside of your weekly check-ins and it just tracks data that I can see. You guys will answer questions, and this is optional. You do not have to do this because it's extra, right? It's something you have to do extra because you have to fill out a form each day, ideally. But what it does is it sends data to a big flow sheet for me, and it flags things. It flags things that I need to pay attention to, and it flags rhythms in your life. So the data tracking takes a little bit of time. We can't track for 1 week and have any type of information that's useful. It needs to be a couple of months of tracking before we can go, okay, look at this pattern, all right? But it's worth it. It's totally worth it. And it can be used at any stage of the journey. If you still have a regular menstrual cycle, it can definitely be used. If your cycle is changing, if you're in perimenopause, if you're in menopause, postmenopause, it all helps us understand your body better. And it is a great way to track information. It helps us look at, you and I both, look at your energy, your mood, your sleep, your cravings, your digestion, water retention, cycle changes, hot flashes, night sweats, training performance, recovery, anything else that's relevant to you that's subjective or objective. Okay. So if you want to give the tracking sheet a try, it's inside the app. I can add it really quickly for you. Just let me know. And remember, it's new, so I'm taking feedback on it all the time. All I have to do is walk around the corner to my husband's office and say, hey, we need this change. And I've already had a couple of you that are testing it for me, give me things to change. And so it's been tested enough. I'm ready to put it out to all of you. And I guess quickly, I'll say, if you're not my client, you've watched this whole video and you're like, that sounds interesting, schedule a consult with me and let's talk about it. Let's talk about your journey, because you could be in on this too. And it's a wonderful way to track information about your body. So I'm going to go ahead and close and just say, my heart behind this is very simple. I want to coach the whole woman, okay? The whole woman, not macros, not just the workouts, not just the scale, everything. Your body is something that we learn, support, and lead every step of the way. And that's part of being the whole person. So we want to look at the whole person. So let me know in the app, send me a message in the app and let me know if you want to try the tracker. And listen, just because you start trying it doesn't mean you have to keep doing it. If you say, gosh, this is a lot, or, I don't want to do the same, it's okay. Let's just try it if you want to. Okay. It's open to every single one of my clients. And if you want to be my new client, it could be open to you too. So I think that's all for today. Thank you for listening to me ramble on about menopause and all the things. The stuff that I learned in that course is just absolutely incredible. Like I said, it helped me personally with my journey. And so I can't wait to help you guys with your journey by using it. And as always, I love you guys so much. Thank you for trusting me to be your coach and to guide you through your beautiful journey. I literally love every one of you so much. You are all so special to me. And it's a privilege for me to be your coach. So until next time, see you guys later.